What's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. We got a mailbag coming up on today's show. Just getting back to the roots of this channel, interacting with the audience, answering your questions from our live show. So if you didn't get your question answered on today's show, it means you're not subscribed. You don't have your notifications turned on because you didn't join us when we went live on Tuesday. Change that right now. Hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications to all. That way you never miss a time where we go live, put out a video, or do anything on this channel. My first question coming in from Johnny. What's up, Johnny? Appreciate you hanging out with us. Says, who would be your number one dream center to get on this Knicks team? What would it take to get them? Definitely unrealistic, but we all know how good Leon Rose and the team are. So I'm going to approach this question, Johnny, as my dream realistic trade target. I like to live in real world. Not La La Land. I know we do a lot of rumors on this show. A lot of rumors we talked about have come true. But I want to keep it realistic. My dream trade target that I think is realistic is Wendell Carter of the Orlando Magic. I think that Carter is a guy that skilled on offense, underrated on defense, and he fits this team really well. And he's a guy that I think the Orlando Magic could move on from. They paid Wagner. They paid Batatse. We've heard some noise coming out of Orlando that they're maybe looking to trade a center. So my dream realistic trade guy is Wendell Carter. Reminds me of a young Al Horford. I don't think he's as skilled as Al Horford. I don't think he gives you as much on defense as Al Horford. But he's like the little brother of Al Horford. Same game, just not as good. I'll take that on my team any day of the week. If Wendell Carter's your fifth best starter, you're in a really good spot. Rashidi Aikens, my brother. What's good, bro? Who do you think earns the backup point guard position? Deuce, Camp, or Tyler? We're assuming Tom plays 9. I think to start the season, Rashidi, we're going to see Campaign be the first point guard off the bench for the New York Knicks. And I'm honestly looking at this team with Deuce McBride as an off-ball guard. Deuce McBride is the height of a point guard. But Deuce McBride does not possess the skills of a point guard, in my opinion. After watching every single game of the Knicks for the last 2 seasons, I just don't think Deuce is a point guard. And I don't remember if those Bagley or Fred Katz, so I apologize. But they pretty much said in an article recently that the Knicks view Deuce McBride as an off-ball guard. I think Campaign starts the season as the backup point guard. And I think Tyler Kolk will have an opportunity to take that job from him. But I also could see Tom Thibodeau leaning on a veteran like Campaign in the playoffs at that backup point guard spot. They went out and added him for a reason. I think he's going to play. I like Kolk. I like the future of Kolk. If you watch Taylor, you know how I feel about him. I think he's going to be better in the NBA with real talent around him, with more of a reduced role and a more defined role. But I'm going to roll with Campaign probably as that backup point guard this year. Creed, my dog. What's up, bro? Here's a hot take for you. Let's do it. Randle is only loved in the offseason. During the regular season, when he makes stupid plays, everyone will go back to hating him. I fixed this for you. Randle is only loved in the offseason and in the regular season. But during the playoffs, when he makes stupid plays, everyone goes back to hating him. Look, I'm very critical of Julius Randle because he's one of the most talented players in the NBA. He's one of the most skilled players in the NBA. And it feels like at times he gets in the way of himself. And I'll always say it, man. If regular season Randle, if 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player, 25, 10, and 5, 45 from the deck, 35 from 3. If that Julius Randle shows up in the playoffs, the New York Knicks will win an NBA championship. They will be NBA champions. I just don't know if he will because he's been in 3 series and just hasn't done it yet. For whatever the reason is, injuries, lack of talent around him. I'll let you guys decide that. Michael Dollar, holla, says, wait until a center is released when the season begins. It's not really like that, though. Like, it's not the NFL where you have to cut down from 90 to 53. Maybe you mean the buyout market? That is a spot where the Knicks could go get a center, right? You get past the NBA trade deadline. People cut players, cut veterans so they can go play for a winning team. They buy out their contracts. Yeah, maybe you look to the buyout market, but no team is going to cut a good center before the season starts or when the season begins. So I just don't see that really happening all that much. We'll get to more questions in a second, but I want to hear from you in the chat. The odds makers out west, Las Vegas, has the win total for the New York Knicks set at 53.5. Over, under. What's your projection on Knicks wins this season? Anapa, $5 super chat. Thank you. I hope I said that right. I know I did not, so I apologize. Says, just got here. Thanks for tuning in. So do you think the Knicks will make another move for a center, and if so, who? I do think the Knicks at some point this season are going to make a trade for a center. Leon Rose knows they need to make a trade for a center. Everyone inside that building knows they need to make a trade for a center. We did a video recently on the channel of 7 centers that the New York Knicks can trade for. I'll just run these off here real quick. I think some centers to keep your eye on for the season include Jalen Duren, Kevon Looney, Steven Adams, Robert Williams, Nick Richards, Dwight Powell, Goga Bitadze, Jonas Valanciunas, and maybe a guy like Wendell Carter. Those are all names to monitor. I'm not sure a blockbuster trade is coming for a center, but you never know with Leon Rose. He's always got a trick up his sleeve. Make sure you guys are hooked up with our T-shirts here at Chat Sports. Everyone's like, Marsh, we want merch. Well, the boss has told me if we want to do more merch, we got to have more people buy merch, which, stupid bosses, right? Chatsports.com/realknicks. We got a blue shirt. We got a black shirt. If you classify yourself as a real one, you classify yourself as a die-hard Knicks fan, get your shirt today. Chatsports.com/realknicks. That is chatsports.com/realknicks. Winston Shea, great name, bro. What's up, homie? His thoughts on Randle playing center. I don't like Julius Randle being the starting center. I don't mind Julius Randle playing center 8 minutes a game with maybe as a closing lineup, maybe with the backups, spacing out the floor a little bit, opening up the paint, 5 threats to score anytime they touch the pill. There's been a lot of talk this offseason that the Knicks are going to maybe use Julius Randle as a center at points. I'll believe it when I see it. Because Tom Thibodeau out of his center, he wants rim protection, and he wants rebounding. And while Randle is a good rebounder, he's not a rim protector. Tibbs puts a lot of defensive responsibility on his centers. I will believe it when I see it. I think it's a good idea, but I'll believe it when I see it. Levi's the best. What's up, fam? Do you think it's realistic to actually get Kessler knowing our limit? I do think it's realistic. You're probably going to have to trade someone you don't want. Cough, cough, Deuce McBride. Crush the Chua, couple of second-round picks. But, yeah, I do think it is realistic. I don't think too much. I don't think it's going to cost too much to get Walker Kessler. I was watching a Jazz YouTuber's video, and he thinks a Chua and a first-round pick, one of the protected ones, would get it done. I don't love trading a first-round pick because you only got 2 tradable right now, but those first-round picks are kind of fake at this point that you're getting from Washington, that you're getting from Detroit. So I don't hate it. I think it is more than realistic that Walker Kessler could be a Knick. Mike G. MG, best initials in the game. What's up, bro? My guy for life. How you doing? Just trying to make it day by day after that Giants game, man. I'm ready for Knicks season. Is it possible the Knicks can take on the Celtics this year at full strength? Appreciate you on both channels. Appreciate you on both channels, man. I do. I really do. And am I biased? Yes. Am I a homer? Yes. But am I also a realist person? I try my best. I think if you asked any Boston Celtics fan and you put them on a lie detector test, they would tell you their biggest fear in the East is the Knicks, and their biggest fear in the NBA might just be the Knicks. Look, if you're healthy and you roll into the playoffs with Brunson, Bridges, OG, Randle, Robinson, Hart, DiVincenzo, McBride, and Achua, you roll in with a healthy 9, you got as good as a shot as anybody in this league to beat the Celtics. I really, really do believe that. Levi's the best. Back again. Because if we trade for a guy like Goga, Looney, is that much of an upgrade over Precious? Who would we beat out? The reason I would say it's an upgrade over Precious is because they are actual centers. Precious Achua is a 4. He's a 6'7", 6'8" power forward. He said he's a power forward. He is. How much of an upgrade? I think big enough to make the trade. I I think Goga is more of an upgrade than Looney. If I had to power rank these, I'd go Batatse, Looney, and then Precious. But I'd be cool with Looney or Batatse. I really, really would. I like the championship pedigree that Looney's got too, man. Been there, done that, been around greats, won championships. 3. 1, 2, 3. Looney, 3-time champ. How many times in the playoffs did we see Looney clean up the boards? 15 rebounds, 16 rebounds, 17 rebounds. He's only 28 years old. I would love Kevon. I might actually want Looney over Batatse. I might just talk myself into that. That's how quick I do it. Make sure you are following me over on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there, and let's go Knicks.